Me on.
Oh,
Hello.
boy. Hey, it's a family show, But anyway, excited to be here. Tim Hasselbeck going to join us at 1:00 today. Mike Borgonzi spoke to the media today, and you'll hear some clips and us talk about that. You didn't hear any of it, so this will be kind of new to you, which will be good.
Good.
I could be setting myself up for another Titans misery and failure, but he doesn't say a whole lot, and I'm good with that. He seems like he knows what he's doing.
I listened to a brief part of it, and after about you give me 40 ums, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. See ya, 40 of them. So anyway, I haven't listened to 98% of it, so I'm excited to hear what he had to say and going forward. And look, I think things are moving the right direction now. I think the clarification came out on Friday. I think she reached out, or somebody got to her and said, what's our perception across the league? And somebody said, nobody knows who's in control.
Right.
Boom. Now he knows in control, and I like it.
Yeah. We know who's making the hire, who's picking the players. I mean, the thing is, I think they wanted to cover up who to blame because they realized how convoluted this whole thing was.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, we know it's Mike Borgonzi. And so the clock officially begins. If he gets this wrong, then he'll join Rand Carthon and John Robinson.
Right.
In the unemployment line.
Who was it Rustin before John Robinson?
Yes.
I told you my Rustin story. Real quick story. At a Vanderbilt football game in 2013 or 14, he's sitting next to me in the Vanderbilt press box in that second tier, and he looks at me and he says, hey, who do you like down there? And I'm like, you're asking me? You're asking me? I like them all because college football. I was like, oh, my God, the Titans are in a bad situation.
What if did you give him an answer?
I did. I forget who Vanderbilt was playing. Might have been like Missouri, I think, on that day. And
what if they drafted a player that you recommended?
Then I need to be GM.
That would be hilarious.
Then I need to be the GM of the Titans right now. I told you. We told our good friend Ricky he should apply for that job because he's had a pretty good fantasy football career. Yeah. I've had a really good one. I stopped doing fantasy football because mentally I couldn't take it anymore. But in like my 27 years, I went to the playoffs 20 times.
Yeah.
Now, top that, right? And I went to 7 championship games, and I won 3 of them.
I've won 8 Super Bowls on Madden.
Why can't we co-GM?
Yeah, I could do it.
It's like co-parenting.
Yeah, we could do it.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, look, I fleeced the Jets and got a first-round pick for Will Levis. So.
Why aren't they calling you?
They really.
If I hear this on the radio, I'm thinking, how did Chase pull this off?
Yeah,
and I'd call you up.
Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, I'll give you a good idea.
Who's on the Borgonzi? Hey, now. Dr. Crane, is that annoying? Should I stop that?
No, you just sound like the Fonz.
Hey.
You know, I met Henry Winkler one time years ago. He's like 5'2".
Let me pick that name up for you.
And I don't think you guys weren't born, but he might be the most iconic TV character of all time. And he was so popular, and we all had the lunch boxes. And I'm thinking, this guy he's like Stallone short, like Tom Cruise small. He's tiny.
Yeah.
Tiny guy.
Yeah, so he spoke today, and I think this I like the answers that he gave. And obviously with the offseason, the coaching search is going to be the top priority. I think it was pretty clear, and he did, what was kind of funny is it was a little weird at the beginning. I guess the power went out, and so it kind of threw things off a little bit. But I think it was Corey asked about Mike McCoy and if there was a role for him, and he didn't say no, but he kind of said no, and basically was like, but I do want to thank Mike because that was an extremely tough job. Sure. He was great to work with on a daily basis and did a really good job keeping this thing going. And look, he did. I mean, it's an impossible ask to go to someone that was really just a consultant and say, hey, we're firing the coach. We need you to be the coach.
Absolutely it is. It was a thankless job that he did. Did somebody ask him why you're bringing Raheem Morris? I wanted that to be asked.
I don't know. I don't think so.
That guy has as much chance to get the job as we do.
Well, the head coaching job. But could he be a defensive coordinator?
Maybe.
No.
Let the new coach pick his own staff.
Well, he will, but I think that I think the other thing that ends up happening is they interview. I mean, it happened with LaFleur. They interview some of these guys, and they realize, yeah, we're not going to go in that direction for head coach. But then, hey, maybe it works for coordinator. But I agree with you. The head coach needs to pick his own staff. If
it doesn't work, man.
If McCarthy or Nagy or LaFleur or not, well, maybe LaFleur if he's available. Anybody comes in here and they're like, hey, I want to keep some of these guys from the previous staff. Fine.
Yeah. I always wondered why, when Vrabel interviewed for the job, it was Steve Wilkes and it was Matt LaFleur.
Correct.
And Vrabel kept LaFleur as offensive coordinator in 2018. And I was wondering, did they know each other?
Told to.
Yeah. I think so too as well. And then Art took over in 19 and 20. Yeah, I think you're right on that.
That's what I think. I think he was told to.
Well, I think you're correct, pal.
So
real quick before going to farther, what farther's measurable distance, further is to advance a point. Last night, the FCS National Championship game at Vanderbilt Stadium. Shout out to Scott Ramsey, Jay Grider, all the people in the National Sports Council to put that together last night. Amazing game. Vanderbilt looked beautiful on TV. You watched the game. I was there. You watched on TV.
Yep.
Great ending. So shout out to Vanderbilt, Scott Ramsey, Candace Turner, everybody involved over there. It was an amazing night and a football game that ended in overtime, a national championship game that happened. So everybody put the hard work in at Vanderbilt last night, went to the game, sports council people, everything. Thank you so much because you made Nashville look really good last night. Well done.
Yeah, very, very cool and glad that that Nashville was able to host that event. They'll do so again next year.
Yes, because Frisco's undergoing some. I spent some time with Scott Ramsey, big fan of the show, by the way.
Big fan of him.
And we talked last night about all that went on, and he was just blown away by the support of Nashville because you know what? Wasn't surprised that happened. It's the FCS game, but hell, half of Montana was here last night. Illinois State brought a lot of people. And downtown, I understand the last 3 or 4 nights was just packed with people. So well done, Nashville.
So some interesting news coming out of the DC area. A name that has been linked to the Titans and any other head coaching job, Cliff Kingsbury, looks like he is being relieved of his duties as offensive coordinator with Washington.
Okay.
So that's interesting. Looks like both coordinators in Washington are being fired.
Who's the defensive coordinator?
Witt.
Turnbow?
Yeah.
Barbecue?
Joe Witt Jr.
Joe Witt Jr.
Sounds like a blues musician down in Memphis.
That or a collision repair center. I had Joe Witt Jr. here for Witt Collision Center.
Or a lawyer.
Or a lawyer does that. I think Kingsbury probably said, look, I want to pursue head coaching jobs.
Yeah.
I will let you go.
Yeah. This was Mike Borgonzi earlier today when asked about, he knows a lot of candidates. He's worked with a lot of candidates. But what does he do with guys he doesn't know?
When it comes to those specifics about how a coach knows his personnel or how a coach holds people accountable, to follow up on TD's question about the guys you know from Kansas City, you've probably seen Matt Nagy or Steve Spagnuolo or Dave Tope, whomever, hold people accountable or set up, a design based off the personnel. Mm-hmm. How do you find out those things about coaches that you haven't been around, that you don't know intimately in just 1 or 2 job interviews?
Great question, Jared. And I think that's, we've had a long runway here to do a ton of research, like I was saying. And we have connections in every building, whether they be coaches they worked with, scouts, support staff. So those research calls are invaluable for us, really. Because you're right, Jared, you go through an interview and some people are really, they're so prepared for the interview now. That's why I think the research that we do on these candidates is going to be really important, and that we have done, and we've done a ton of it.
That was Mike Borgonzi this morning. I think that everybody wants to go, or everybody thinks that the guy wants to go and get their guy, which is probably what's going to happen because he's somebody you know and you're familiar with. But I think it's smart to go through every possible candidate that you feel is a good fit for the Titans, and with the understanding that even the guy you knew, let's say Matt Nagy, he might be a good fit with the Browns. he might not be a good fit with the Titans in this personnel. And you have to have that honest conversation with yourself and with everybody that's involved in the search.
It's all conjecture. He's hiring Matt Nagy. We're just wasting time. I'm just wasting time. He wants to tell everybody how great I am because I know all these candidates. I can do all this and do that. He's hiring Matt Nagy. The article last week pretty much assumed that he knows good friends with him. It's done. This is all bilge. This is all water under the boat.
I think Stefanski is more of a candidate than you think he is.
He ain't getting a job, brother. You want to have this bet of lunch on it.
Well,
you mean right now?
I mean, I think it's Nagy too, but I'm just saying, I think that Stefanski might make him think harder about it.
I just think it looks good bringing up because it's like everybody. Look how many people we interviewed. A lot of people want this job.
There's Rooney. I mean, look, he's with Vance Joseph, with Raheem Morris. That's going to satisfy the Rooney rule.
And I'm all about that.
And that's fine. But I do think that he might look at Raheem Morris as, defensive coordinator for his potential coach. I mean, that's a smart thing to do. If you see somebody and you're like, hey, it's up to you. You're the head coach. Because I think he did actually say that. It's like, look, I'm going to leave that up to the coach. I think it was the Bones question. But they're keeping all the assistants under contract right now. I'm going to let the new coach decide, which is exactly what you should do.
Yeah, that's fine. Nothing's new here.
No,
we're not reinventing the wheel for the Tennessee Titans in their search for a head coach. Just get it right. That's it.
There's something I don't want to spend a ton of time on, but we are entering lying season, and I'm pretty sure I heard a big one today from Mike Borgonzi. We'll talk about it coming up next. Tim Hasselbeck going to join us at 1:00 today. Chasing Big Joe.
Hold on. We got to do our question of the day.
Chasing Big Joe question of the day presented by Aries Tactical. Your safety, your skill, your Aries Tactical, Joe.
All these candidates come into town. If you could ask them one question, non-football, what would you ask? Here's what I would ask. Give me a movie that made you cry. You ask one question, non-football. That's our question of the day.
Do you hit or stay on 16?
Love it. Absolutely love it. That's great. That's a great question.
Because really, there's one answer for me if I'm hiring the head coach.
I love that. Yeah.
Do you hit or stay on 16?
It could be anything. Non-football, non-sports. Dr. Crane, you got one for us?
Do you put cheese on shrimp? Not shrimp. Seafood. You put cheese on seafood because that's taboo. You don't do that.
Huh. Okay.
If you do that, you're looked at as a fool. Seriously.
Really?
Yeah. You looked at it as a fool or just like somebody
fool.
That's trying to cover up the seafood taste?
No, a fool.
Okay.
It's not a good thing to do.
Okay. Right. There's no right answer, but I like it.
It's like a part of the Bible.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
All right, that's fair.
All right.
That's fair.
I love it. That's a question. Non-football question for these candidates.
615-737-1025, our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHoney.com. It's Chasing Big Joe on this Tuesday, 1025 The Game. know.
Yeah, you do. You have a future.
Okay.
We all got a future, man.
Thank you.
Tomorrow's not promised. Today is. You got today. Make the
That's
most
true.
out of today.
That is true. 615-737-1025. Let's see. Wes says, Wes is arguing with Nick and says a fish sandwich with cheese is absolutely acceptable.
I'm talking about on like pasta dishes. I'm sorry, I should have clarified that. Don't put cheese on a pasta dish that has a seafood on it.
So
That
like
is
not even
taboo.
Parmesan?
No. If you have a pasta with shrimp, if you put cheese on it, the cook will take away your food.
You just taught me something. I
Yeah.
really didn't know that.
Yeah,
And
do
I
not
don't eat
do
a lot.
that.
I don't eat a lot of seafood.
So what does that tell you if somebody does that?
Incompetency.
Is it because is it I'm asking questions.
I can give you a logical answer for this. Like if you put cheese on seafood, it takes away the flavor of the fish. That's
right.
the whole point
Okay,
of not
so that's
doing
what
Yeah.
I was getting at.
Put
Like
pepper on it, a little salt if you want. Don't put cheese.
and you have sauce probably.
Yeah.
You know, some sort of sauce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a red sauce.
You legit. Now, what about like an Alfredo? Because that's kind of a cheesy.
Yeah, you just put chicken with it. You don't
Yeah.
pair a seafood on there. If you do like some sort of shrimp Alfredo, that's a no-no.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought shrimp Alfredo was like a big thing.
No. That's an American thing. Just like French fries.
How did Americans change Italian food? We added meat, correct?
Correct. Because when you serve pasta with meatballs, it's pasta with meatballs. There's a side plate of meatballs.
Okay.
Not on them.
Not at all.
You need your own cooking show here on 102.5.
You really do. That'd be cool. Cooking with Nick.
Cookbook coming out soon.
Yeah.
Or let Nick cook.
But
No.
no, we're retiring that.
That's right.
phrase.
We are.
Because I'll get fired with that title.
Anyway.
Oh,
Luckily,
I
I'm the
love
one
it.
that decides that.
I love it, man.
We also asked, our question of the day is, what would you ask them, non-football? Kenny and Spring Hill, I don't know if you meant ketchup or ketchup, so we'll go with Mr. Burns. Do you put ketchup on hot dogs?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. I want to know you beyond X's and O's, man.
5561, are there more doors or wheels in the world?
Brilliant. Brilliant. I love that. Thank you for that one.
Yeah.
More doors. Wheels. Love
a good
it.
one.
Gosh.
Al, I would ask the candidates which way do they hang their toilet paper, over or under? That would tell me all I need to know.
That would tell me a lot,
Yeah.
right? That would tell me a hell of a lot.
2104, grape or strawberry on your peanut butter sandwich?
Keep coming. I love this.
Let's see.
It's gonna be hard to top yours. I mean, that's a really good one.
Let's see. People are arguing with Dr. Crane. How do you like your steak? Only two accepted answers: rare or medium rare. I would agree with that.
Give me all right. The 16. You hold or hit?
16?
Yeah,
I hit. Unless, like, I mean, there's a few exceptions, but most of the time I'm going to hit. Like, if they have a 10, I'm hitting.
because you know that
Yeah.
you're pretty much done.
Yeah. If they got a bus card, I'll probably sit on it. But if it's a 10, I'll hit.
Remember, fortune favors the bold.
Indeed, it does. 615-737. Andrew and Dover. Were Rachel and Ross on a break? It's a great one.
Oh my god! And what if you got an like? He's like, well, I think they're on a break, right? That would be so great.
That would be.
God, I love it. Our audience, you guys are fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you just scrolling over there? What are you doing?
I've got a little incident I'm trying to take care of here right now. But I'm good. But I'm
All
good.
right. That's fine.
I'm fine. I'm ready to read them off. We're good.
Well, no, that was what we had. Let's hear more from Mike Borgonzi and his presser this morning. Relying on question 9, Dr. Crane, relying on his experience in the search.
Do you have any role in hiring Andy in Kansas City or any of the searches that happened?
I was a pro scout then, so I had.
So what experience and who will you rely on
Yeah,
in this?
good question. I've had a lot of mentors in the league that I've talked to, and going through that process and how they came to that decision to hire that person. So like I said, it's not only me though. It's Chad, people in the search committee. It's Dave, it's Reggie, guys that have been through it before too. So you certainly lean on that, on those mentors, in terms of how do you make the best decision for the team.
That was Mike Borgonzi this morning.
All right. Well, McKenzie is a Tennessee guy, by the way.
Yep.
Look, you got to have people to talk to. You got to have people to bounce things off. So if you can't just go in there by yourself and think you're going to get it done. But I like who we just mentioned there. McKenzie's got great knowledge of football. So we will see. I think he's got his guy in mind. I think he's just satisfying a lot of this other stuff to say, we did this exhaustive search and we came down to Matt. I just think it's all conjecture. It's all PR, man. That, we interviewed 13 guys. People wanted this job. We interviewed all these different people, but at the end of the day, we had Matt Nagy. And I just think you're going through all this river and you just, remember the shortest direction between 2 points is a straight line.
Yeah.
Just go straight to Nagy.
Okay. If you think he's the guy, then why not?
I just think that they have a relationship. For a huge job like this, I'm not hiring somebody I don't know.
Sure.
That's my thing. I'm not hiring somebody I don't know.
615-737-1025. We'll talk to Tim Hasselbeck at the top of the hour. Chasing Big Joe, 1025, The Game.
He knows. I mean, he knows football. So just leave him alone, Amy, and let him do his job and get it done, and then see what he could do. But again, I think the reliability, the comfortability factor in all this is important. And look, if you hire Matt Nagy, that's fine. There's ones out there I've seen like, don't hire him. No coach is going to come in 100%. We love you. Oh my gosh. You got the great, it's going to 50-50. They're going to like him. They're not going to like him. When Andy Reid went to the Chiefs, the knock was, can't win the Super Bowl. You can't get there. You win the one. You've been to all these championship games, but you only won one to get to the Super Bowl. Why are you hiring Andy Reid? He's over. It's done. And then goes to Kansas City. Look what he's done there. It's a matter of getting the right quarterback, the right pieces around, and you build upon it. Nothing is going to be 100%. Yeah, we got our guy. People are still going to yelp and moan about it no matter what. But I think you got to work with Cam, right? You got to build around him, bring somebody in that can be him and build the offense to him. I don't think Callahan had a clue what he was doing, and I think Matt Nagy does.
Yeah, and look, and I think Mike Borgonzi does. And with all due respect, I don't think Chad Brinker did. I think that's why they have gone back to a traditional front office setup, and not just, hey, let's put a guy. I mean, was it he was a yes man? Was it he was just so much better than Rand that they just went that route? I mean, what was it?
Yeah, John sends me a note on our question of the day. It says, I would like to ask him, do you know how to drive a stick shift?
That's a good one.
Yeah. Do you know how? Something about,
yeah. I mean,
do you know how to drive stick shift?
Not well, but yeah. I mean, I haven't had to do it much.
Dr. Crane, do you know how to drive a stick shift?
No, sir.
Wow.
I mean, I know the gears. I know what to do. You got to put your foot on the clutch and so forth. But no, I have not physically done it.
What's wrong with that?
But I mean, that's not surprising. Like your generation, even my generation, they're just not really there anymore. So why would I learned because I had family members that had it. But if I got in now and did it, I'd probably be fine. But I may burn the clutch out because I haven't done it in so long. But I know the basics of what to do. It just, there's been no reason. And here's the other thing. Anybody that comes at you like, how dare you not know how to drive a stick shift?
How dare you not?
Again, generational thing. How dare you not know how to use an iPhone? How dare you not know how to use?
Say that to me.
Well, how dare you?
Does Jakey maybe know how to drive a stick shift or
negatory?
Esteemed. There are some places in valet parking. It says if you have a stick shift, we can't park your car.
It's bad.
I knew nothing but how to drive a stick shift growing up.
It's money left on the table, honestly.
Right? Like my car I had in college, it had a first gear and a fourth gear. That second and third didn't exist because it was just awful. But I mean, I learned a lot with that car. So anyway, thanks, Johnny, for the question, Bubba. Appreciate it. And that is our question today. What's the one non-football question you ask all these candidates coming in?
Which character from Animal House would best represent your college days?
Who said that?
Randy. Also, another good one. Again, a generational thing, but who shot JR?
That's great, man. Oh, my goodness. Yes.
0862, what do you think about Kingsbury and Washington separating? I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting thing. I mean, I wouldn't hire him as a head coach. I think he's a really, really good coordinator, and he could probably be a head coach again in college, but I don't think he was.
Didn't he, when he got fired at Arizona, went on like a year-long sabbatical to Taiwan or Thailand? I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I just think sometimes you've had your chance and just want to call plays, but I think he wants to be a head coach in the NFL.
TD from Nashville says, clutching is like riding a bike. You never forget how. But again, I didn't do it regularly. Like my first car was an automatic. I learned, but and I do pretty good on, well, you know what? I might be better than I think I am because I've done it in a race car.
There you go.
It's
not hard.
The same. I mean,
my brother got me behind his stick shift truck. If you know, folks, where Spence Lane is, you get off on 40 and you go up the hill to it's at Spence Lane. You go up off the exit to get up there. He put me there, and I rolled backwards, and finally you just rev that bad boy up and you pop the clutch and you go. But I think it's important that we know how to do that.
Yeah.
If zombies come after us, and I have a broken leg, and Dr. Crane, and all we have is a truck with a clutch to get away, we're dead.
If anyone on the face of this earth could figure it out within like 5 minutes, I think it's him.
Okay, he's not even listening to us anyway.
No, yeah, I heard him.
There he is.
Yeah, I heard him. I probably could figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like you listen to the engine. I mean, if you listen in your automatic car, you can hear it shift.
Yeah, but you're doing the shifting.
Sure, but you know when to shift. I think. I mean, I do.
So in a zombie attack, I'm dead because
not necessarily.
They don't wait 5 minutes for Nick to figure it out.
It's not going to take me 5 minutes.
They're kind of like knocking on the window. I'm like, Nick, go. Like, I don't.
Would you? Okay, so now we're doing this what if scenario. So let's say he's got a broken leg. I'm dead, right?
You are dead,
okay,
but I got your body.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Resurge as a zombie. Joe.
So I'm dead in the back.
I stabbed him twice.
Joe.
He's good. He's not coming back, but I got his body. I got to take it to his mom. We're good.
So Joe's in the front seat with a broken leg. He can't drive. Would you want him to kind of tell you what to do at first until you figured it out, or would you just want to figure it out?
If it's a truck bed, I think for the safety of everybody, Joe sits in the truck bed with
No.
Let me finish.
Okay.
You sit in the truck bed with Chase's unfortunate dead body in this situation. Open up that little window where you can kind of yell through the window, "Hey, how do you do this? How do you do that?" Just in case if he wakes up and he bites you, you're infected. I don't want that to happen. And then I just slam on the brakes. You both get knocked out, and I just slam on the gas. And guess what happens? You guys fly out of the truck bed.
All right.
And then I'm scot-free.
All right, but I've stabbed him twice. He's not coming back at all.
Joe,
I know this.
So you would just leave us?
No.
That's what it sounds like.
Hear me out. Hear me out. No, hear me out. Hear me out. It's a zombie apocalypse. So you guys will turn into zombies.
I'm not. I haven't been bitten.
How do you not know if he wakes up after the two?
I've stabbed him. Look, you die once, he comes back to life, and I stab him again, and he's dead. I watch The Walking Dead every season. That's what happens.
I've never watched one episode.
So if I'm in the truck bed, zombie Chase can bite me.
Yes.
But not exactly right. But not him. But like a zombie like Chase can bite me. Okay. If I'm in the truck, if I'm in the front seat, the window's up, they can't get me. I just need you to drive.
Okay, fine. You know
we got to go to Bellevue to drop his body off to his mom.
I have a better solution. Chase's body's in the truck bed, but you hold on to his hand through the window in the back, and you're inside the truck cabin. So
all right, I like that. I can do that.
We can do that.
Okay. I'd rather have a rope tied to his hand. That way I don't have to stick my hand back out that way. So we can do that.
We can do that.
I just need you to drive.
No problem. We'll be fine.
You can get to Bellevue?
I don't know where this came from, but this is hilarious.
I think we need to bring back how to drive a stick shift. I think we need to.
They should in driving school.
In fact, I want to get
I don't even think we covered that in driving school. Because the cars they had, I don't know if JJ or Hannah went through this, but I went to Brentwood driving school, I think is what it was. And they had on the passenger side, it had pedals and a steering wheel that could override the driver's seat so the instructor could make sure you're good, but it was all automatic.
Flag that and send it to Brentwood driving school to get together at cromwell.com.
They don't even teach parallel parking anymore from what I know of.
Really?
We don't teach because most cars will do it for you now. I was terrible at parallel parking, and then Greg Pogue taught me.
Just hit it and park, and if they come out, I didn't do it.
No, he was actually very patient.
Okay, I could see that, but I think that the stick shift thing should come back. But also, I understand that. But listen, my driver's ed in the summer we took, all he did was practice his golf swing. That's all he did. We would go out and drive around McGavick, but he practiced his golf swing the entire time we took the class. That's it. Didn't learn anything. So God bless you, Brentwood Driving School.
0388, another question that they would ask the candidate or David in Paris that I think you would appreciate, a little before my time, but I get the reference.
Okay.
Ginger or Marianne?
Which one was the redhead? Is that Ginger?
I think Ginger.
I don't know. Why do we look at him? He doesn't know. the redhead. Redheads are beautiful, are amazing, are wonderful. A little bit crazy, but that's all right. So Ginger.
6727 says my dad's truck, the shifter was on the column, and I had to learn to drive on that.
I could not do that. I don't know how the column works.
Yeah, I don't know about that. 0749 says, I learned how to drive on a 1962 Ford Unibody, 3 on a tree.
I don't know what that means
I don't
either.
know what that means.
We're
either.
pretty ignorant, guys. So let 3 on a tree. Is that a still column thing? Like 1,
might.
2, and 3?
It might be 3 on the tree. A vehicle's 3-speed manual transmission with the gear selector mounted on the steering column.
Okay, that's it. 3 on a tree then. All right. I couldn't. So do you still have a clutch?
I don't know.
Or you just kind of like pull out and down, pull out and down?
Yes, requiring specific clutch and lever movements to shift between them.
Okay. I like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll figure that out too as well.
So there you go.
Does your car have an ashtray?
Nope. I don't think I've ever my caddy had one.
What year was that? That
97.
was okay. Dr. Crane, does your
Yes.
Lexus got a
It's not a Lexus. It's a Toyota, but yes, it does.
well, same company,
but
same big brother.
Yeah, but that's the
Does it have an ashtray?
it does.
Okay.
On
CD
the
player?
front, it does have a CD player. Well, not anymore. I took that out for the Apple CarPlay.
That's right.
So.
That's right.
But yeah, I still have the old radio for it.
Oh, that is so cool. Yeah. Ashtray, 3-speed on the column, man. I mean, this is
It has an ashtray in each door on the back seat. There's one on the dash, and then there's one in the third row too.
Cigarette lighter.
I
Like
got
an actual cigarette lighter.
I do in the car I'm driving currently. Yes.
Most cars have the outlet
Yep. But
where
not
it
as-
would go, but not the actual cigarette lighter. But so yours has where you can
Yeah.
actually push the thing in and it gets hot
Yep.
and it's
show does. Listen, my mother smoked with me in her belly.
so how many
I mean, they didn't know any better.
so how many on the driver on the seats in your mom's car, how many rings were there from dropping the cigarette lighter?
Oh, 1,000 easily. All
Yeah.
those. You plug it in, and then that's. But you're right. There's still some in the car that have still the plug because you got to.
I saw
cell phone
one
in.
I saw one thing on Twitter one day that there was like I think it was a Ford back in the 50s or 60s that had a coffee maker.
The cars that had the telephone in them as well. Yeah.
Yeah, my grandfather had the car phone,
That's awesome.
like the big ass
Rotary
like,
phone.
No, but it was the one with the big one with the numbers on the front of it, and like
Oh yeah.
the you had to be I to get good reception.
Love that, man.
It's just crazy to think where we're at now.
Right.
We'll get back to your calls and texts coming up next. 615-737-1025. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game.
What do you think about an alpha personality? How much is that something you want in that guy? It seems to go with the leader of men kind of.
I think that's a little overrated sometimes. I mean, um, leadership can come in a lot of different forms. There's leaders that are more quiet, but they're demanding. The biggest thing is being demanding. You don't always have to be heard, be a big alpha. It's just demanding things out of your players and staff. And then having a vision and having standards in the organization. You certainly don't have to be a big alpha personality to do that.
What qualities you're looking for in this person?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's a lot to do with leadership, Paul. It's having a clear vision, having standards for what you do, and then having that person, not be afraid of conflict in a negative way, but being able to hold people accountable is the biggest thing throughout the whole building, Paul. Staff, players, and how do you do that? And that person ultimately has to connect everybody in the building too.
Mike Borgonzi earlier today at his press conference, they will begin the process of interviewing candidates. The rumors out there, Matt Nagy, Steve Spagnuolo, obviously two guys he knows, so he's going to talk to them.
Sure.
People were kind of like, why would you talk to Spagnuolo? I'm like, he knows the guy. Why not? You get unlimited interviews. Why not?
Right. Raheem Morris
is one. Stefanski is one. I haven't seen McCarthy's name out there yet.
I've seen it nowhere.
Yeah. So
like they did a list of candidates for the Giants. Nowhere. I think
yeah.
Mike Kafka gets that job. I just think that's somebody.
Well, I
want to
ask Tim about that because I thought it was interesting Adam bringing him up as a potential play caller because there are reports that if Nagy got the job, he would not call his own plays. He would have a play caller. And so is Mike Kafka one of those guys that, he's interviewed here before? I think he interviewed when Callahan got the job. So, is that somebody you look at as the offensive coordinator and a play caller, former quarterback, to work with Cam Ward? Or, like you said, does he end up keeping the Giants job? And
I still would love to know what made her pull the trigger on Callahan. What did he do? What did he say? What did he present?
Well,
he's anti-Vrabel.
No. Oh, to hire him?
He was a 180 of Vrabel. Was that it? He's not going to rock the boat. Pleasant around the office.
I think he was a 180 of Vrabel. I think he was around the league. People said he was a quarterback guru. And I think that, and look, I other people have been guilty of this too. Fell in love with the fact that, he worked with Manning. He worked with Burrow. He worked with Stafford. He worked with who else?
Derek Carr.
Yeah, he's worked with all these quarterbacks. And so, he'll be good for Levis.
So what did we learn from the Callahan hiring?
That sometimes, I think that's a really good question. And I think the best way to put it is sometimes it just doesn't work.
Right?
Sometimes a guy is just not meant to be a head coach.
Who dubbed him like, this guy's good?
I think the league.
This guy, buddies around the league, because everybody's like, no coach is going to talk bad about another. They're just not going to do it, even though they can't stand. Most of the coaches can't stand each other. So when they come out and say, I like that guy and this guy, like, that's an up-and-coming guy. It's an up-and-coming. That's the guy you need right there. And he was a disaster. He had no idea what to do, where to go, didn't even know what a catch was. Had no stones to go for it.
He was just in over his head. At the end of the day, he was just in over his head.
And we got all, infatuated with, but he's bringing his dad in. I mean, that fixes the line right there. Hell, the line got worse when he was here.
Right.
So we have to learn from that mistake of hiring a Callahan going forward of like, here's what we can't do again. That's why I think a guy who's been through the fire is great. And that's why I'm all about Matt Nagy.
So do you view I'll give credit. Jared asked the question. Does he view this season as a failure? Because they fired the coach. They had 3 wins when he got in, and they had 3 wins this year.
Do you want my answer?
The answer is yes.
if you don't win the Super Bowl,
It's a failure.
thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm trying to make
Yes.
is like there are 31 teams that I believe fail at the ultimate goal every year.
Thank you.
This team did not record-wise get better. Now, I can show you, I bet if I set you down, and some states might view this as a form of torture, so I won't do this, but I could make you watch all the Callahan games, and then I could make you watch all of the McCoy games, and I think you would see a difference. And that's, even though they still finished 3-14, I think you do see some improvement at times, just not consistently.
That's a tough one for me because I still think they're terrible.
Both can be true. I think they are terrible. It was a bad it was a bad roster,
right?
But even bad players can play above their abilities.
I just go. Chris Sanders and I talked about this Sunday on the show. I mean, they were driving to tie the Broncos in game 1. They lost 20-12, and maybe had he not called a boneheaded call, gone for it, and Calvin Ridley catches some passes, they might have knocked off the number 1 team in the AFC.
Yeah.
I know it's all hypothetical and a bunch of what ifs, but they were there. Like, they were there. And it's crazy. Had they won that game, your season's different. Last year, had the Titans beat the Bears and he doesn't do the flip 6, it's just, they're probably 4 or 5 plays a year, Chase, which could flip your entire season that go on. That's one of the few they had this year that could have done that. Once they lost the Broncos game, came back here, lost the next game. I guess it was to the Chargers.
Yeah, Rams. So here's the
Rams,
schedule.
sorry.
They lost to Denver by 8. They lost to the Rams by 2 touchdowns.
Rams just warmed down.
They lost to the Colts by basically 2 touchdowns.
Remember the first play of that game? Was it the first play, the pick 6?
Yep. They got blown out by the Texans, 26-0. They beat the Cardinals on a fluke. I mean,
but hey, man, it's a win.
Lost to the Raiders by 10. Callahan's out.
God, we were there, and that was so bad.
That was bad. Then Daddy comes home and whips that ass 31-13. They lose to the Colts 38-14 in week 8. Then things kind of start to go a little bit of a different direction. They played better against the Chargers, still lost 20 by a touchdown, but they had some moments.
Mm-hmm.
They had the off week, lost by 3 to Houston, lost by 6 to Seattle. Seattle might have been their best game.
Pretty good.
Even in a loss.
I think Seattle's playing like a JV game, but still.
Got blown out by Jacksonville 25-3. Put up 31 for the first time in forever against Cleveland and won that game. Still tried to let them come back and win, but won, found a way. Lost to the 49ers by 2 touchdowns. Beat Kansas City that was completely depleted 26-9. Blew a lead against New Orleans. Lost that game and then got blown out.
Jackson was awful. I didn't mind the 49. I know you lost. I get that. I didn't mind the way they had effort in that game.
Yeah.
I'm a big effort guy.
I am too. So that
you lost a game.
Yeah.
Right. But you had effort there. I mean, Simmons was great in that game. Jacksonville, I don't even count Jacksonville because that was like, we're done with the season. Let's move on. Do all that. So, yeah, there's some pieces here to build on. Now you've got the draft picks. You got to be smart in free agency and start building. There's examples that you have seen in the league to turn the team. The Jags were not very good last year at all.
They're not.
It shows you might be the best team in football.
There are 2 teams that are a prime example. If you get the coach right, you draft correctly, you have a quarterback, and then you supplement in free agency. You do all that right in an offseason, you can turn things around pretty quickly. And both of them are in the playoffs. Yep. They're the Jacksonville Jaguars and they're the Chicago Bears.
I'm going to throw Carolina a little bit in there with you. They're awful, Chase. Okay. Awful.
Carolina is where, if the Titans are where Carolina are next year, then I would say that is you'll take that. That is a huge jump. But they're not quite
they're in the
there
playoffs.
Yet. Right.
And they got a hell of a receiver, that dude from Arizona. I can't pronounce his name. He's
Ted
great.
McMillan.
Is that his name?
Yeah. Well, okay. He's got a full name, but I go by Ted.
Yeah. Tet?
Yeah.
All right.
Tedderolian McMillan.
That
Get
one.
you.
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you.
I knew you could do
Ombudsman,
it.
Doctor. Yeah, thank you.
Coming up next, Tim Hasselbeck going to join the show. We'll get
Yes.
his thoughts on all of this. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. I always enjoy our next guest. Tim Hasselbeck joins us now. Timmy, what's up? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic. Hope you had a happy new year. Always appreciate you.
Yeah, I did. Had a great new year. Also got to enjoy that game last night, at Vandy. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Good way to start the year.
Yeah, it was fun. Big Joe was there and greatly enjoyed it. So let's talk a little Titans as the coaching search is underway. Mike Borgonzi spoke to the media today. Didn't really show too much of his hand, as you didn't expect him to, but everybody's going to connect the dots to Matt Nagy, the offensive coordinator with the Chiefs. Kevin Stefanski's name is out there. They've asked to talk to Raheem Morris as well as others. But I want to go on something that our afternoon show brought up yesterday. Let's say it's Matt Nagy. That's who they end up hiring. There's a report in The Athletic that he has said he wouldn't call plays. If Mike Kafka doesn't get the job in New York, would he be somebody you could see working with Nagy and Cam Ward?
Yeah, so I don't think that Mike Kafka is going to get the Giants job. And so I do think that he ends up being available. I do think other people will want to hire him. And then, of course, like his background in Kansas City, I mean, he played for Andy, then coached with Andy. I think he's got a good reputation. You know, presumably, you know, you don't know the reputation between or the relationship between, you know, Nagy and Mike Kafka. But like, yeah, I would expect that if Matt Nagy was not going to be the play caller, that, you know, it would be somebody that's definitely closely aligned in terms of just general philosophy, and they work well together. Because even if he's not the play caller, you know, as the head coach, I'm sure he's going to want to be doing things that he would be doing if he were the play caller.
You know, I think a lot of fans, and including ourselves, have kind of gone, well, I'd really like them to hire somebody with head coaching experience. But with that said, would it behoove the Titans to have a staff that includes more than one former head coach, and how much of a benefit could that be?
Yeah, I think it can be beneficial. Just as, you know, I do think that there's, you know, knowledge and wisdom to guys that have been through that before. You know, I don't think that listen, Matt Nagy's been a head coach before. So, you know, I think the idea that, you know, he would need another head coach on his staff or something like that, I don't think that would be, you know, something I feel like is necessary. I think the bigger thing is that, you know, are guys aligned and feel like they're working well together, whether they have head coaching experience or not. I think that ends up, you know, being the key. Like, look, in Cleveland, you know, Kevin Stefanski was a head coach. Jim Schwartz is on the staff. He's had head coaching experience, but he's not a head coach. Like, I'm sure that's helpful. Did it, you know, amount to the success that they were looking for in Cleveland? No, it didn't. So I don't know that that's necessarily something I feel like I would be looking for. If it happens and it's beneficial, great. But other than that, you know, I don't think it's be a requisite of any kind.
Tim Hasselbeck is with us. Who is the best candidate available in your opinion?
I do think Matt Nagy is a great candidate. I think Steve Spagnuolo is a great candidate. You know, I think some of it is, you know, like what you're looking for. You know, if the idea is, look, I want somebody that's been around Andy Reid and is going to do it the way Andy has done it, then I think looking at that tree makes a lot of sense. You know, I think you start to, you know, you go into some of these other guys, like other guys that, you know, their names are out there. So whether it's, you know, Brian Flores, you know, potentially in Las Vegas, okay, is that something that you would want to, you know, investigate? Is, you know, Josh McDaniels, does that change things, you know, in terms of, you know, what he's done, you know, as a head coach? Like, does he deserve another opportunity? You know, I saw Cliff Kingsbury's name out there. You know, I don't know that that's a route that I would go, but I understand it. So I think a lot of it is like, okay, what do you feel like as, you know, the ownership and as the general manager, you feel like, okay, this is kind of the non-negotiable of what I want, whether that's offensive-minded head coach, defensive-minded head coach, whether it's head coaching experience or not, whether it's, look, this is what I know. What Andy Reid has done is a tried and true process. I've been a part of it, seen it work. I'm going to go that route. Well, like, then I think you hone in and you go that route.
Well done, Tim Hasselbeck on the Chase and Big Joe show. Tim, what if you get a job, hypothetical, in NFL, and you're going to be the new head coach, and the GM says, oh, by the way, you've got to take Mr. X as your offensive coordinator, and you don't know Mr. X that well. What do you do then?
Well, I think you find that out before you take the job, and I don't think you take the job if you're not comfortable having coaches forced on you. And look, that's a real common occurrence in college football where, coaches, get forced on you. And I think it's hard because there's just too much time, too many decisions that need to be made to have an environment where, you're not aligned. You don't work well with the guy. So I don't think that that's a good process. Now, I think it's totally fine to say, hey, we have a guy here. He's got another year left on his contract. You may not know him, or maybe you've never worked with him, but we would like you to at least meet with him and see if you would like to have him on the staff.
Well done.
And so, then you do that and you go, oh, like I'm making this up. Let's say Mike McCoy's got another year. I haven't looked into if that's the case, but like say he does, and they say like, all right, look, we'd like having him around. Would you keep him around? Because of his history in the league, because of honestly, his reputation in the league, could you see someone keeping him on? Yeah, absolutely you could.
Would you be okay with the head coach having complete autonomy to do whatever, or would it be okay if like whatever hire you make, go to the GM, Borgonzi in this case, hey, I'm going to bring on, Mr. S now. Is it okay? Should you be on the same page with your GM, or should the GM, Tim, just let you do whatever and bring in whatever coaches you want?
I think the GM has to let you bring in the coaches. Now he can make suggestions, but like I think the GM has to let the head coach bring in the coaches, because if the coaches aren't doing a good job coaching, most likely the head coach is going to get fired, not the GM. And the head coach is probably going to have to fire, the tight ends coach who's not doing a good job, not the GM. So, I believe that the head coach should be the one that's, hiring the coaches. And, I do think that there's an environment where, the GM can be picking the players in conjunction with the head coach, but, that to me, is different than, okay, the guy that you literally are sitting in game planning meetings with and trying to develop players with and get ready to play every Sunday. I think that's different. So, that'd be my posture on that.
So you are Borgonzi. This is your first really big decision to make, and it's the head coach, which is the biggest decision. Would you not go somebody that you know and you're comfortable with and you trust him? And that to me is Matt Nagy. You've worked with him. You've seen him go through the fire. He's got experience. To me, it's a no-brainer, Tim.
Yeah, well, and not just that, right? So back to your point about assistant coaches, presumably you're going to know a lot of the assistant coaches because presumably he would want to take some guys that he was with in Kansas City. So let's pretend it's Kafka. They would know each other. So, I think you kind of are killing, like killing a bird with, killing two birds with one stone on that one. So, but at the same time, look, I think if you're open-minded and you don't know everything and you don't know everyone, you might come away super impressed with a candidate that maybe you weren't considering.
Right.
And, might find out so I guess what I would say with that is, there's maybe a lead dog but things could change.
Tim, and this is a huge if. All right, they bring in the right coach. They bring in the right coordinator. They use the draft to bring in more weapons, both offensively and defensively. And they're as close to what New England and Jacksonville and Chicago have done over the course of the past, couple of years. What does Cam Ward hypothetically look like if all of that works right?
Yeah, I think if it works right, you see what's happened with Drake May. I think you see what's happened with Trevor Lawrence. I think you see, how things have gone for Bo Nix. I mean, I think that's, that's what it should look like. Trevor Lawrence was, it wasn't going great. I mean, it really wasn't. And, I don't know that Tony Baselli knew Liam Cohen, but, they, they have they've done a good job, and that's worked out. Look, I think Josh McDaniel's been a great fit, with Mike Vrabel for Drake May. And so that's what it should look like. That's what it should feel like. And that's what it should look like. So, that's what I think it should look like for Cam Ward.
We'll have more with Tim Hasselbeck coming up next here on Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday, continuing our conversation with Tim Hasselbeck, ESPN NFL analyst and the head coach at Innsworth. Wild Card weekend begins on Saturday, and I got to tell you, though, I believe the game of the weekend is on Sunday. It'll be the first one between the Bills and the Jags. You got the Jags that are playing very good football. The Bills have been kind of up and down, but if ever where there was a time for them to finally go win the thing, it might be now. What do you think of this matchup, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that Josh Allen should be looking at this postseason and be like, these are the quarterbacks that are in the postseason. Like, this is the year that this needs to happen where I'm in the Super Bowl. I mean, I think that there's no question they usually feel that way. Now there's probably inherent pressure, with that type of feeling. And then I think that, the Bills probably aren't as good as they've been in previous years. So, more of it is on his shoulders. So here they are, with all of that pressure, and your reward is go down and play Jacksonville, a team that is maybe as hot as any team in the NFL in terms of how they finished the season, and you've got to go play in their building. You don't get the benefit of, people having to come up and play, in the elements in Buffalo. So I think it's a great matchup. I do think Buffalo, if they can get a lot out of the run game, that definitely makes them a more dangerous team. I think defensively, they're not as good as they've been in years past. That can be a problem because Liam Cohen's done an amazing job dialing things up, designing plays. They do a good job of pass protecting. And so that's part of the reason Trevor Lawrence has been so good, kind of through this stretch. So I think it's a really good game. I don't think it's, I haven't seen a line on it, but I would think that's, probably within a field goal, which means, Buffalo's probably got their work cut out for them.
Let me ask you this, Tim, because I think the funny thing about this playoffs is I really feel like you have a lot of teams and quarterbacks that don't have that experience. And I mean, you got Stafford that's there. Obviously, he's won a Super Bowl. He's got playoff experience. Bryce Young does not. You have Love that, has been there. Caleb Williams does not. Josh Allen, as you mentioned. Trevor Lawrence, I think they've made it once, but not a ton.
Yeah, I think he's got to win. It's Stafford, Rodgers, Allen with any significant, success in the postseason. Beyond that, you're right. You're Darnold, Stroud, Young.
But does that matter? Does it matter that they don't have that kind of experience?
I think it matters. I do. I think it matters. Now, I do think it can get to a point where I think there's two things. Sometimes there's like an ignorance is bliss a little bit. You think like, well, I'm just going to be here every year, right? Like I have seen that with some young guys where they're like, yeah, it's just like the 19th week, man. I'm good. I'm just going to keep playing. And guys are free and loose and they play great. And I've seen older guys like understand the magnitude of it and, they really work themselves up and I've seen that, and not just quarterback. I've seen that at every position. So I think it matters. And I think, how each guy handles it is, you don't know, you don't know until you're the guy that, they say, hey, the early exit in the playoffs every year. Think about the noise on Lamar Jackson in the postseason had he made it this year. It just would have been so loud. And I think that's a little bit of what I'm saying on Josh Allen. How's he going to handle it? Because the noise on him being in the Super Bowl with the quarterbacks in the AFC is going to be really high.
Great point. Tim Hasselbeck is on the Chase and Big Joe show. Tim, a very serious question here. Do you know how to drive a stick shift?
I do.
My man, thank you. And don't give me Chase says this generational thing that your generation doesn't need to know how to drive a stick shift.
Well, let's see. What Chase and I are the same generation. I think I'm a little older than him.
Yeah, he is.
Tim, I think you're perpetually 33. My bad, buddy.
Well, I think because I lost my hair, at 19, I'm going to look the same from like 24 to 64.
Right. That's it.
But I think that I have plenty of friends that learned how to drive on a stick shift, so I have experience there.
All right, what was you grew up with a lot of money. What was your first car? Mercedes?
No, my first car is a car that does not exist anymore. It was a Volkswagen Quantum, which is basically like a cousin of a Jetta. It was between that and a station wagon were the two cars that I drove.
I could see your brother Matthew in a station wagon. Like that's the family car given down.
This is fantastic.
Yep, wood paneled, the whole deal. Showing my age now.
I love that. I can see that.
This is
how in the world did you ever get your wife with that car, Tim?
I was in college in a city, didn't have cars. You know what I mean? It was, that's.
Or did you rent a car the first time you went out with her?
I did borrow a friend's car. It was some type
There
of
you go.
sports car. An offensive lineman had some type of sports car. I borrowed it.
You're a good man. All right, back to football. Who do you think, you look at it now, the season's over with, Coach of the Year? Who would you vote Coach of the Year from 2025?
I think I'd vote for Mike Vrabel or Liam Cohen. So of those two guys, but I think I would say Mike Vrabel.
And why? What separates him from Liam Cohen?
Well, because I don't think that the talent level when he got there, I think the talent level was really bad. And so, you know, I think they've done an incredible job between, you know, the talent level and all of that stuff. So, you know, whereas I think that there was more in place, there was more experience and there was more in place in Jacksonville for Liam Cohen.
I agree with
I
that.
don't think the division was as hard.
Agreed with that. But for Jacksonville and Liam Cohen, what makes them so good? I mean, Tim, that's a really good football team. Are they just because we're so infatuated with the Patriots and the Rams and other teams that we don't look at the Jacksonville that way? Because that defense is pretty damn good.
Yeah, I think the defense is really good. I think you're right about that. They can rush the passer. They got good playmakers, you know, on their defense. And I think offensively, the things that stick out, they're pretty good at running the football. They're excellent in pass protection. And like it is for most quarterbacks, if you protect them really well, then they're going to be good. I mean, that's the case for really most quarterbacks in the NFL. And so that's what's happened for Trevor Lawrence. They've done an excellent job protecting him, which is why you're seeing so many receivers have good seasons in Jacksonville. So that's a pretty good remedy. And I think Liam Cohen, just in terms of things that he's done, designing plays and you know, calling plays, he's been very, very good.
Tim Hasselbeck is with us. So how would you answer this we know that the Steelers ended up winning, they advance, we'll see what happens moving forward, but let's just use both these guys for a second here. Is Harbaugh and Tomlin, are they both back next year? Is one back next year or neither back with their current teams next season?
I think both are back because both probably want to be back. And I think that, you know, when it comes down to it, when the teams realize that the second they moved on from one of those coaches that, you know, they could end up somewhere else, you know, listen, Philly probably feels fine, you know, because they won a Super Bowl after Andy Reid went. But, like, to me, it's, you know, like, you got to be careful when you let a coach like that out the door. I think both guys are back.
Do either show signs of being burnt out to you, though?
No, I don't think so. I think there's a ton of energy and excitement for both guys.
Okay, that's fair. You're the one that would have good insight on it. That is for sure.
Do you have a Super Bowl prediction for us?
Sure. I'll go. I'm going to say Rams, Bills.
Okay. I think that's kind of what we said here as well. Interesting. Before we let you go, the college football semifinals are happening. You got Miami, Ole Miss, Oregon, Indiana. Are you like me, Tim? It's still hard to wrap your mind around that Indiana is that good because it's Indiana.
Yeah, you know, one of the last games I called, I guess not the last games I called, but I called a bowl game. It was Tennessee, Indiana. It was the Outback Bowl. And I just remember, like, Indiana hadn't won a bowl game in like 17 years or something like that. And to think that that wasn't that long ago, where that program was, and just historically who that program has been, that's what they were. And now, and I understand the climate has changed in college football, but to now think that they, you know, in the college football playoff are absolutely putting it on teams like Alabama, that's incredible.
It's a great story. I mean, to me, it's one of the best sports stories ever because they've been so bad. I mean, they have the second most losses in college football, and to see them now just pushing teams around like you talked about is on another level. With that being said, I'm Team Ole Miss, buddy. I just the fact that Kiffin left them, it's like a bunch of foster kids that nobody's and I want them to win it all.
I mean, I don't know that I would describe them that way, but what I would say is it would be pretty cool considering like your head coach left for something that was, quote unquote better, that you could end up winning a national championship.
Amen, brother.
Tim, appreciate it as always. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good. See you, fellas.
Thank you. Tim Hasselbeck, ESPN NFL analyst, joining us here on the show. We're going to shift gears from the NFL for a second because Tennessee fans might be a little excited by potential news. We'll talk about that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. And our show is presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel. We'll be back there coming up on Thursday. So
can't wait, Bubba.
To that. So there's this thought with Ty Simpson, the Alabama quarterback, that he could go to the draft and be ready for the NFL. And I think his group is going through the process to get evaluated. And if he gets a first-round grade, my guess is he's going to the NFL, and that's probably what he should do.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some that believe that he might not be a first-rounder right now, that he'd be viewed as a second-rounder, and that he isn't quite ready to play on Sundays. And if that's the case, could that open the door for him to either return to Alabama or enter the transfer portal? This was Chris Lowe on his podcast throwing out a possibility of where he might land.
But I also don't think you want to go into next year playing a kid who's never played. And granted, McIntyre's been on campus for a year. I still think physically he needs to get bigger and stronger. So I think without question, Tennessee's combing the portal for a quarterback. And the one that's most intriguing, and Bama fans and Tennessee fans are going to sit up straight when I say this, is Ty Simpson. I do not believe Ty Simpson will be back at Alabama next year. I think he's gone. I think it's either he's going to the pros and going, entering the draft, or I think he's going to go into the portal. Now Ty's been around for a while. He's a pretty savvy kid. His dad, Jason's as a coach. So they're not going to do anything without talking to the right people and talking to people who know. I think most importantly, Bob, a Tennessee kid who I think was interested in coming to Tennessee. There was that transition between Pruitt and Heupel, so it was sort of a weird time. I think there were other times during his career at Alabama where he might have thought about transferring, and Tennessee was in his thoughts. It just didn't happen. But I think this time, if he doesn't decide to transfer, and I think the thing his decision in my mind will hinge on simply this: if he gets the kind of feedback from pro people that he is a first-round draft pick, I think he's gone. I think he'll go to the NFL. And you know what? He probably should. He got hit a lot. He took a lot of hits, got hit a lot, and this was his fourth year on campus. If he gets from NFL GM scouts, yeah, you're the third quarterback in the draft, we think you're going to go somewhere between 15 and 25, I think he's gone. If that feedback, Bob, is not that emphatic about, well, maybe you slide into the second round, then I think he's going to look seriously at transferring. And I think if he does, I think he lands at Tennessee.
That was Chris Lowe on his podcast talking about Ty Simpson. And the thing with Alabama is you got, I think it's Keelan Russell is the young phenom, the 5-star that they're really high on. Was it Austin Mack that took over in the bowl game?
I don't remember.
Mack.
Yeah.
But, I found that to be interesting. Now, I'm with him that if he's graded, if he gets a first-round grade, then he's gone. I think he heads to the NFL.
Is he? I don't think
so.
No.
I think right now he is best case scenario into the first round, probably second round.
By the way, real quick, Kentucky just picked up Kenny Minchie, the quarterback from Notre Dame.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty important. Auburn lost Ashton Daniels, their quarterback, went to Florida State. Listen, if Ty Simpson can get $2 million at Tennessee, go.
Yeah.
Go,
yeah.
and have another year up there, hone your craft, do that.
Well,
I think your time's up at Bama, and I think maybe they might be, hey, if you want to look, we're okay with that. But I just don't think he's a number one. I don't think he's a first-round quarterback.
Here's the other thing, too, is if you land Ty Simpson, does that help you land Graham Simpson, his brother, who's the quarterback at Westview? Which didn't you see him?
I did. Called the state championship game. I mean,
he's legit.
He was like watching a Division II quarterback as a sophomore in high school, running that offense. It was really good.
I mean, he's got Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Auburn, Boston College, and he's just starting the process, but because as you said, he's a sophomore. But I mean, he's looked at as being pretty good.
Yeah.
In the
Two
class
more
of
years.
28.
Two more years.
So he's listed at 5'11", 182. Probably going to put grow a little bit. And obviously their father is a coach at UT Martin, so they're going to handle this process correctly. But that would be a huge win for Tennessee, because all these quarterbacks that are in the portal are landing elsewhere right now. So
yeah, I mean, if you could get him for $1 million, $2 million, yeah, $1 million. But if you're George McIntyre, that's the way the game. It's how it is now. No longer is it you go to school, get redshirted, and then you move way up. I mean, it's competition every single year. You need to know that.
If they landed Ty Simpson, or the really slim chance that Aguilar wins this and gets another year of eligibility, if you're George McIntyre, do you transfer out?
No.
Or do you sit
I
one
sit.
more year?
What has McIntyre ever done?
Nothing.
If you're George McIntyre, go to a group of 5.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it more benefit? I'm just going to keep it local. Let's say he decides to transfer to middle.
Good.
Where he's going to go play.
Every down. Absolutely.
Yeah.
By the way, middle lost their top running back, Jaquel Middlebrook.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Virginia. Hell of a running back.
And that's good.
That's the game now.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to lose all those guys. Hell, the coach is losing guys left and right.
Sure.
That's just the way it is now. But if you're George McIntyre, why not? If you think, look, compete and try to beat out Ty Simpson, that's great. Or if he doesn't show up, still be number one. But if they're like, hey, we're all in on Ty Simpson, if you're George McIntyre, see ya.
Well, it's right now on the roster, it's McIntyre, and then they have that 5-star
coming in from Georgia somewhere, I think, whatever it is. So go to South Florida, go to Troy,
right?
Go to Memphis. I mean, go somewhere where you're going to play every down. And then you come back and you got 3 years left.
Yep.
And then maybe Arkansas sees like, hey, we want you, and here you go. I mean, that's the option you get now with these guys, that you could do that. There's opportunity elsewhere, but if Tennessee wants Ty Simpson, go for it.
Yeah, and I mean, look, you do still have instances like Ty Simpson, who has been at Alabama for 4 years, and finally gets his opportunity. But what's the patient level of some of these kids now? I mean, like if let's say Vanderbilt ends up bringing in somebody via the portal, and Jared Curtis isn't the starter. Is he going to be willing to be patient enough to sit for a year or two and learn and then be ready to go in that offense? Or is he going to do what most do and go, all right, well, I'm going to go play?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question, because from what I've been told, it's his job to lose.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fine. And, I think what's interesting is Vanderbilt probably Clark now has the cachet to, if they take a couple of steps back to reality next year, in what was their reality next year. So that means, 6-7 wins to, yes, I did that on purpose, to get him experience and have some other young guys. Right now they got some guys coming back, but if they did that, could that be beneficial to him to play an SEC schedule, a tough SEC schedule, and then continue to grow within that program?
What if it's even better than this year?
Never know.
Right?
Could be.
What if, I love the what ifs, Lane Kiffin goes after Ty Simpson?
Oh, that'd be something.
He'd do that.
Well, what if he goes after, because there's, Chambliss may have, he potentially could have some eligibility. So what if he went after Trinidad Chambliss?
Would you want to go for a coach who left you in your shining moment?
Look, man, no. Would I? No.
Yeah, right.
But what does the checkbook say?
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, that's the name of the game right now. And guess what? He was a Division II quarterback. And Lane Kiffin and Lane Kiffin made him into. Now he had to do the work. I'm not discrediting him.
Yeah.
But like that combination worked.
Right.
So, I mean, if he's got an opportunity to go and make a bunch of money in Baton Rouge and potentially turn that into some money on Sunday, you got to do what you got to do.
Are you rooting for Ole Miss?
I am really torn. I'm kind of in the I don't care mode, but I'm also kind of in the I'm rooting for Ole Miss.
I just think it's a great story. It might be one of the best. Ole Miss and Indiana in the national championship game would be wonderful.
Well, here's one reason why I'm rooting for it. Because it might force college football to fix this problem that they have created. And that is because you have assistants that LSU's like, okay, we were being cool for a minute, but we didn't think you were,
right.
we didn't think you were going to win. And now you've won. And so that's hurting recruiting and portal and all the stuff you got to do at LSU.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hurting Ole Miss because Ole Miss can't get the new guys in there, because they're focused on this. So
all the more to root for, man.
Right. So that's great. But my thing would be, again, you got to revisit all right, there's got to be a memorandum of understanding that you got to finish the year and then you move.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I don't know. I really like Miami because they don't belong in there. And that defense, I'm in love with that defense. But the fact that Ole Miss is on the precipice of doing something really cool, and your coach leaves you, you're now in the semifinals. You beat Georgia, one of the best football games of all time. And now it comes down to Thursday night. I think it's great.
Why is it, and we can continue this, why is it that with college basketball, they got it figured out, but they can't figure it out in football?
Different calendar, man.
I understand it's a different calendar, but it's still the same concept that, Joe Dubin is doing a hell of a job at what's your favorite? Where is Mike Organ from?
Oh, Rayon City.
Rayon City U.
How dare you not?
I'm sorry. I blanked for a second. I was too into the analogy. Joe Dubin's doing a great job at Rayon City U. He gets them into the tournament. You knock off Duke in the first round. You move to the round of 32. You're the hottest name in college basketball. You don't leave your team until you're out.
Different calendar.
Well, why does it have to be
different? Because you leave because you leave in April, you're good.
So guess what they need to do? Change the damn calendar.
Yeah. But
it works for the NFL.
There's
it works
more
for
moving parts.
That's okay. But they could, again, it's a choice. Everything in life is a choice.
Right. Now, coaches leave. You don't make the tournament. Your coaches leave early March.
Fine.
That's fine. Going to coach Trevecca.
Your season's over.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But nobody leaves during the term. One coach left. We've already talked about this. That was the Bill Frieder left Michigan to go coach San Diego State. And Bo Schembechler said, Michigan man's coaching my team in the tournament. Steve Fisher took over in 1989. They ran the table, won the national championship. That's the only last coach I remember who left when their teams. There might be one or two others, but
I'm sure there are. Calendar. But for the most part, it works. And so I go with what other coaches.
So you're good. Like, get rid of the championship games, which I'm all for.
Yep.
And then immediately, boom, because FCS doesn't play around. Boom, they're immediately doing it. And then January 1st, everything's done. I love this.
Look, I'd be willing to give it a week, or like if this coming Monday night was a championship game and then the portal opened the next day and coaches move the next day, cool, good with it, fine. Doesn't have to be January 1st.
But the problem is you got to get guys in school. They have to be enrolled in school. You just can't blankly throw the portal out there. I've got to have Chase McCabe in class on day one.
Okay. Then January 1st.
Yeah.
Then have the championship game, the national championship game on January 1st.
I agree.
Then do it.
Dan Lanning's on. He's smart. He's on to all this, man. It's very smart to start playing immediately.
But understand, if you are a coach, you're under the same rule. You can't accept another job until January 2nd.
I like it.
It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
615-737-1025 is Chasing Big Joe on this Tuesday, 1025 The Game.
All right, welcome back here to the Chase and Big Joe show, 102.5 The Game. All right, Nick Barris is correcting me. Thank you, Nick. Bill Frieder went to Arizona State, not San Diego State. Steve Fisher ended up going to San Diego State in the long term. Thank you so much there, Nicholas. Appreciate you. By the way, Nick says he's an Oregon graduate. I'll be Oregon versus Miami. I'll be there Friday. By the way, Nick, Oregon plays Indiana. My turn to correct you, pal. Oregon versus Indiana at the Peach Bowl on Friday night, which will be featuring Dr. Crane, somebody that played at your high school, one Charlie Becker.
That's correct. Father Ryan alum.
Father Ryan. We're going to effort to get his mom on. We tried last week, try to get her on tomorrow before the big game. I think it's a great story. The guy's a hell of a receiver, made a big touchdown, big catch in the Big Ten championship game, and had a touchdown in the Rose Bowl. So Nick, it's Oregon versus Indiana, pal, not Oregon, Miami. Unless you think Oregon, Miami is going to be the national championship game.
Could be.
I think after watching, I'm a believer in Indiana now. Like I told Tim, I've got to get it out of my mind that is not the old Indiana. This is a new Indiana.
Yeah. Well, it's because, and again, what I think is going to be interesting is like 10, 15, 20 years from now, they could do a documentary on schools like Indiana, Vanderbilt. Those are the first two that really come to mind, but how the NIL transfer portal era changed the game with schools like that.
Yeah.
If this is 5, 6, 7 years ago, we're not having this conversation.
No,
it's a different, it's just a completely different world.
Remember Tim talked about calling that Tennessee Indiana game. Do you remember who the Tennessee coach was?
Was that Jeremy?
It was.
All right.
Jeremy Pruitt. Yep. That was the old Gator Bowl. That was January the 2nd.
Kevin Wilson with Indiana, I believe.
He's with the Preds at the time.
Yeah, different Kevin Wilson.
Kevin, different. Yeah. I don't remember who Indiana is. I mean, I remember they had DiNardo, Derek Mason's old coordinator, Cam Cameron. Sorry.
Oh, Cam
Cameron was Indiana. It was just it was a basketball school. As a guy I worked with in TV a long time ago.
I see, boy. I see.
So it's a thing where now it's like, holy cow, Indiana. And so it's a process we're all having to deal with, which is great. But the way they just punched Alabama in the face, and a lot of people come back and say, well, Alabama wasn't prepared. And I don't care. The score was 38-3. You got your ass kicked. That's the bottom line.
You've been corrected on the text line.
Oh, no.
Bill Frieder went to Arizona State. Fisher went to San Diego State.
That's what Nick texted in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm halfway there. I was halfway there.
Oh,
my bad.
Halfway there.
Yeah. So that was a cause of a coach leaving and hitting the road and going on. So I just think this is, if Ole Miss runs the table, it's just fantastic just to shove it in Kiffin's face because, again, he's never won anything.
Bob wants to weigh in on college football. Bob, what's up?
Hey guys, did y'all happen to see last week on game day when they asked Saban how to fix it?
No, I've heard about this, but no, what did he say?
You need to look at it. It's really good because they said, what he said, college football is basically chaos. He goes, so this was like on a Saturday, and they said, Monday, 140 players are entering the portal, and you got coaches going everywhere with not knowing who's coaching where. So he's talking about moving everything almost to the same schedule as the NFL. He says it can be done. Move the portal to later. And he said you basically line it up. If you go back and watch it, it's too much to explain, but it made complete sense. And it was because he's like, all these coaches are going everywhere. No one knows who's coaching where, but they've got to leave because they got a new program they got to go to. He goes, so, that's the whole problem. He goes, they got to change the portal. But if you get a chance to watch it, it makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. Okay, we'll check it out. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it. Look, again, I go back to what I said. They could fix it if they wanted to. You can change the calendar. Everything's a choice. They choose to leave it how it is and just let it be the wild, wild west. And, that's been what they've done because that's the way we've always done it.
So do you move the Sugar Bowl up 2 weeks to December 19th, whatever it is, or December 14th? They can figure it out.
They can figure it out. We change everything all the time. Prime example, I use this a lot. It took baseball kicking and screaming to add replay. And guess what? They finally did it, and everything's fine. They took baseball kicking and screaming to add a pitch clock. They did it. Everything's fine.
Nick Bears says, I'm convinced Chase hates me.
No, I like Nick.
I don't know where he gets what he does. He plays this, and Nick, I know you're listening. He plays this little pity party, like, woe is me.
I've watched Nick Barris for years and years.
30 years probably. Right?
No, I'm a big fan. No, I was just out of the room when you read that. So
yeah. So no, that's fine. Nick says he'll be in the if Oregon wins, he goes to the championship game in Miami.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But it's not on Friday, Nick. It's on a Monday.
Monday.
Yeah. So still the 19th is the first game.
Chase and Big Joe on this Tuesday. We'll have more coming in hour number 3 here on 102.5 The Game. Hour number 3, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. Hope you're having a great day to this point. He's Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe. Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier, behind the glass as always. Little news out of NASCAR. Commissioner was longtime president Steve Phelps will step away at the end of the month and resign. This is due to some fallout from the lawsuit.
It's a good thing or bad thing?
I like Steve. I think it's a good thing because I think Steve O'Donnell probably needs to be running things.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
See where it goes. Buddy.
NASCAR is going to change because of that lawsuit. So,
in what way?
The France family is not going to have as much power as they've had for 70-something years.
So, what does that mean? I'm ignorant when it comes to this.
It means more say by the teams and hopefully the drivers.
What would be the biggest change?
Well, they'll have a model similar to that of other sports, like the NBA or the NFL, and where the teams will have more say on some things where it's not just the France family, aka the sanctioning body, making all the rules.
Okay. So, all right. Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's something that needed to happen.
More involving. All right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll find out more next month in Daytona. Wink, wink.
Yeah. We just might. You never know.
All right. So there are these openings in the National Football League. Right now, there's 6 openings, the players. And so I was looking at the Arizona Cardinals, right? It's a hapless organization. And there's only been, going back to 1962 in their history, and there's been, I think, like 18 head coaches. Only one in that time has had a winning record in Arizona, right? Only one coach in that time. Now, I'm adding one more at the end here who did pretty well, and they got rid of him. But the Cardinals, I mean, you talk about, well, you can win. I don't think you could win that job. I think you can win here. Bruce Arians went 49-30 from 2013 to 17. He replaced Ken Wisenhunt, who was under 500. Don Coryell
to a Super Bowl.
Don Coryell in the 70s was 27, and he went 42-27. It's just
Bidwell, Jeffrey Bidwell, or what's his name?
Bill Bidwell.
Bill Bidwell
Was what? There's a bunch of Bidwells in there. There's some organizations
they don't bid well.
You're not going to win on. So you had our friend Coach Mack. He was 17-40. Dennis Green 16-32. Wisenhunt 45-51, and yes, he got to the Super Bowl with Kurt Warner. Bruce Arians 49-30. Then Steve Wilkes 3-13. Kingsbury 28-37, and then Jonathan Gannon 15-36 record there. It's just a truly Titans fans. I guess what I'm getting at. It could be worse.
It could be the Cardinals.
It could. There's no history of anything here.
Yeah.
Right? Titans are eerily similar to this. I mean, they've won some games in the playoffs and here or there, but the Cardinals haven't done squat, man.
Do you, though, like, here's the thing, and some Titans fans that are probably going through this today. Do you feel like with now the power structure restored to how it needs to be and Borgonzi leading this, that it's like, man, they might actually fix it? I got to see it to believe it.
Right.
But they might actually fix it.
What's the identity of this franchise?
I don't have one.
Yeah.
So create one. And the new coach is going to be part of that process.
What was the identity under Jeff Fisher?
Defense, run game, like really stifling defense, a really good run game, and a quarterback that, you could break every bone in his body and he'd still go out there and play.
I think, and Derek Mason and Chris Sanders, I think they were prepared.
They were.
They were prepared.
Jeff's teams, you could always count on a couple of things. They would have a really good offensive line because Munchak would make sure they did. They had a hell of a defense, whether that was Greg Johnson or Schwartz or not Greg Johnson, Greg Williams. Jim Schwartz
or Chuck Cecil.
Not so much Chuck Cecil.
Yeah.
but Jeff with a defensive background made sure. And then, under Steve, you just had a quarterback that was built different, and then you had really good run games.
Yeah. I mean, so you had power football. I mean, it's some good power. Offensive line.
You think about the running backs from this organization, this franchise the fact that you have one that's in the Hall of Fame in Earl Campbell, one that was borderline in Eddie George. I don't really think Chris Johnson was borderline, but he had a 2,000-yard season, was really good.
Okay.
Derrick Henry will be.
Okay. No organization in football drafted more impactful running backs than the Oilers / Titans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody comes close. Now, Cowboys, pretty good with Dorsett and Emmett, but that's two. Am I leaving somebody out with the Cowboys? Don't give me Zeke. There's
he was pretty good.
He ain't the level of
no, but he was pretty good for a handful of years. You said Dorsett. Herschel didn't make much of an impact.
So there's not.
Now he made an impact with the trade.
Now you're talking 4 running backs who made massive impacts in the National Football League. No other franchise has drafted better running backs. Now you could go down the line of a thing like, you think of great running backs throughout history, like Walter Payton. All right, give me another good Bear running back. There's not. Lions, Barry Sanders and Billy Sims, right? So Billy Sims wasn't comparable to the 4 we're talking about with the Titans.
Matt Forte with the Bears. Don't forget that.
He's good, but he's not that level. He's not the level of Eddie George and Chris Johnson, those guys. I mean, there are good running backs. Titans had 4 great running backs. Earl, Eddie, Chris Johnson, Derrick Henry. 2 of those went over for 2,000 yards. Earl Campbell is just an amazing running back. We know how good Eddie was. So there's nobody comes close. There's not another organization that's drafted. And that's something, but again, end of the day, how many Super Bowls have you won?
Right.
And this is only the Super Bowl era. I mean, I know Jim Brown and all those guys back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s were still great. And I get all that. But in the Super Bowl era, nobody's.
So this was an article in 2021 that the Titans have had the most 1,000-yard rushers since the year 2000.
Interesting.
And they've probably done it. So since 2000, so Eddie, Chris Brown did it 1 year.
That's right.
Chris Johnson. Did Travis Henry have? I think Travis Henry had one.
Might have.
I'll look. Derek.
Did DeMarco Murray do that?
DeMarco Murray. Derek. And then Pollard's done it the last 2 years.
That's crazy, isn't it? What a crazy stat.
In 2021, it was 16.
So Pollard's had 2 more as he's been here.
So that's 18.
Did Derek do it in 22 and 23? I think
22. It was 22 the year he got hurt.
21.
So yeah. So 22 and 23 he did.
So you had 4 more to that list. That's pretty good. I mean, we're talking drafted running back. Now, you could go like drafted wide receivers. Who's had the more impactful ones? I'd have to go deep dive and all that. Just think about, you go to the top receiver and who had the complement with him. Like Jerry Rice, did the Niners have anybody? Terrell was pretty good. But I mean, The Titans, Oilers / have had 4 great running backs, have drafted better running backs than anybody else.
So Earl Campbell did it. Eddie did it. Did Warren Moon rush for 1,000?
Quarterback?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. He's on this list.
Is he?
Well, no, his picture was. I guess it's a different list. Chris Johnson. I'm just trying to think of total 1,000-yard rushers, how many they've had.
Don't forget Bishop Sankey.
I think most people have tried.
He's not there anymore. But, I mean, they've done some things in the past. But, again, at the end of the day, you've been to 1 Super Bowl. Since the Super Bowl started, you've been to 1 Super Bowl, and that's it.
Yeah.
And thank God the Browns and the Lions are still out there because they've never been. And there's other teams that have been once or twice. Falcons have been twice, never won. Carolina's been twice, never won. Is there anybody else? I mean, the other teams, Texans have never been. So that's what you look at as far as going on. So anyway, you got some things a little history there that luck be a lady tonight, man, when you get the draft going.
Luck be a lady tonight. That is a good one.
It is, pal.
615-737-1025. We'll have more coming here in just a few minutes. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Jason Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. Mike Borgonzi addressed the media earlier today and talked about what he's looking for with a coach and all of that. He got into Cam Ward a little bit, but mainly everything was about the head coach. Nothing groundbreaking. I mean, he's one of those guys that he's not going to say a whole lot. He wants to keep his cards close to the vest, which is fine. I really don't have an issue with that. But
and look, he met the media. He took questions. He made a quick opening statement and talked and answered a lot of things that were thrown out there. A lot of information was shared, and I think it's good. I think the transparency is wonderful for Mike Borgonzi because we're all pushing the same way. We all want this team to succeed. Just let us know what's going on.
Yep. Here's a little bit of what he had to say when talking about what they need in a head coach.
Well, that's certainly the goal. Anytime anybody gets in front of a microphone, we're representing Amy in this organization. So, and to your other point, we've done a lot of work here on these candidates, and we intend to bring in the right coach for this team long term. That's going to work with us to grow this team, to get it better, to really instill a culture here. That's what we need, Paul. We need a leader that's going to show up here every day here to work and really just instill that belief, instill the attention to detail, the accountability piece that we need here, in the unity piece to bring everything together here in this organization. So I do feel really good about the process that we've gone through to identify some of these candidates. And that's the goal. That's the intention, to get a head coach in here that's going to be here for the long term and to win a lot of games.
Do we think that now that there is a more traditional front office setup, we know it's him, we know he's the guy that's calling the shots, and reporting to Amy, that some of the Amy questions might go away?
Oh, that's a great
At least
one.
for now.
I still think it would be nice to hear from her at some point.
And I agree. We're not going to, but I would agree that, even, and it's, I'll probably take some responsibility for this. I think it's our fault because I think we bullied her out of doing interviews with, at the time, Mike Keith, but, it's just like, now it's nothing. She does prepared statements and, it's truly just out. But at the same time, maybe that's what it needs to be.
Sure.
And if Borgonzi's answering the questions and Borgonzi's doing the right things, then to me, it won't be as big of a deal that she's absentee. And then when things get good again, if she's showing up more and shaking hands and kissing babies, then fine.
Look, we were with her in Kansas City during the AFC Championship game. She couldn't have been more pleasant.
I've met her 3 or 4 times, and she's always been very, very nice.
I mean, she was in the middle of the tailgates, and and that's what owners should do because you're winning things, but just don't disappear when the bad things happen,
and don't meddle when they're not going. Like, again, and I would love. I think the thing that, and the majority may not care about this, but like I still would like for her to have a bit of a mea culpa on, why she fired John when she did.
Sure.
What happened with Vrabel? Yeah. Answer some of those questions. At this point, they don't necessarily matter anymore, but I still would like to know from her perspective.
Again, and I still think she reached out and said, what do people think about us? And I think somebody came back to her, I don't know who it is, and said, it's chaos.
Yeah.
There's no clear. And then boom, there's that thing last Friday, which happened to come out before Black Monday and say, here's how things are run now. And it cleared up a lot of things. Now you know who's in charge, who's in control, like every other team around the league.
One of the most important jobs that the next head coach is going to have is the continued development of Cam Ward at quarterback. This was Borgonzi when asked about developing Cam.
Cam's first season, how important is it to find a coach, a staff that can help him develop?
Yeah, no. When I think of his first season, I think he went through a ton of adversity, and I think he battled through it and he got better. So the coach we're looking for on that side of the ball, whether it be the head coach, if an offensive coach, or just the offensive coordinator, is to help him develop more, and really to find a coach that can really accentuate some of the strengths of the players. You're always looking for that, Jim. A coach, really good coaches know their personnel, know their players, and what do they do well, and how do you put them in the best position to win. So, we're looking for someone that can, really look at Cam, and this is what he does well, and this is what our receivers do well. This is what our running backs do well. So that's what we're looking for.
That was Mike Borgonzi. By the way, when we were talking about 1,000-yard rushers for the Titans, we forgot one. Lendale White.
In 2007,
yeah,
he had 1,000 yards.
He had 1,100.
Wow, Fisher loved him so much. Do you remember when I don't know if you know this story, for his pro day, I think he pulled up with a bunch of dudes, got out. I don't know if he didn't run or pulled a hamstring and left. And then they took him second round.
Yep. The Vince draft.
The Vince draft.
They took Vince first and then Lendale.
VY, my guy.
VY is my guy. So yeah, look, you got to develop Cam Ward. However that looks, you as the play caller, bringing in a play caller, what have you, that's got to be the continued development. One question that did pop at me is this one. When he was asked, what makes the Titans' job attractive?
6 job openings right now around the league, Mike. Why, in your opinion, is this job an attractive one for prospective candidates?
Because I think we have some really good people in the building, people that are respected throughout the league. In the front office here, I think we have a young rookie quarterback that is ascending. Obviously, be a second-year player next year. I think we have a young nucleus of players that you can build on here, that have started to kind of build this culture the way we want it to be. Jeff Simmons. I mean, who wouldn't want to coach Jeff Simmons on defense? We have the city of Nashville. Really, I mean, it's a great place to live, and we have a new stadium coming. So there's a lot of really good positive things to come here. But the first thing is the people in the building. We have, a lot of experience here throughout the building, a lot of good people. And we have, support from our ownership group. And Amy supports us in everything that we do here. So those are really the reasons why I think, this will be a really attractive place for a coach.
Besides it being one of 32, is this an attractive job?
Yes.
Do you agree with the
absolutely
things he threw out there?
Absolutely, it is.
Yeah,
what he just said.
But he also, in that, I think he told you something without telling you something. He ain't trading Jeff Simmons.
Say it now, but you give me an offer. Look,
maybe
you know this. Everybody's got a price, brother.
For the $1 million man.
Everybody's got a price. You make me an offer that could benefit my football team in wonderful ways.
Sure. But I think they truly view him. And well, okay, so let me ask you this. Let's say you're a potential head coach. In your interview, when you get to the spot where you're asking questions, would you not ask, like, is Jeff Simmons somebody you plan to keep here? I mean, I'm asking that.
Right.
Because to me, there's not a whole lot that makes it is an attractive job, but there's not a whole lot that makes it attractive. And he's a part of that. That you have a game-wrecking defensive tackle that the offense has to respect, and if they don't, it's going to bite them. He's going to get to the quarterback. So I'm going to ask about that.
Still went 3-14 2 years in a row.
You did.
Right? If Jeff Simmons is on the team, you're still 3-14.
Sure.
You make me an offer, and you could build my team. And I look around, and I'm thinking, all right, I got some really bad players here. I got a really exceptional player. I could trade this exceptional player and get 4 or 5 things back that I could build upon. Yeah, absolutely. So I would not be surprised. I'm telling you. So I think somebody should make them an offer in the offseason that blows them away, that spins their mind around and goes.
Does Cam Ward make this an attractive job?
He needs a lot of work, but yeah. Now we got 17 games on him.
Yeah.
16 and a half or 16 and a
And look, it's not awful. It's not great.
Right. But look who I said, look who was around him.
Yeah. Right.
Nobody.
Show me what it looks like with a competent roster around him. And again, I like to say this, every coach has an ego.
Right.
And what you have to hope is you find that coach that's like, no, I really want to coach this kid. Like, I really think I can make him into what he truly can be.
All right.
And that it's not just lip service.
All right. Rob asked this question. Switch Cam Ward and Drake May. Are the Patriots doing what they're doing?
It's a really good question because you got a good offensive line with a rookie left tackle that's going to be your cornerstone on the offensive line for a long time.
Name me a receiver on the Patriots.
Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
You have a stud receiver in Diggs. You have a pretty good run game, like with a couple of different guys.
Right.
You have a stifling defense, which look, that's just as important as having a go-to receiver. I think people don't realize how important that is. If you have a defense that, because what's the old saying? Defense wins championships.
Yes, they do.
So, I mean, to me, that should be what the Titans really need to look at is you make this defense just a badass defense where nobody wants to play them.
All right. Answer the question.
That's going to help him. Yeah, probably. I think
it's a tough one, right?
It's a tough one.
It
Drake,
really is.
I think Drake May's better than him.
Yes.
But I think
Drake May also went through hell last year in 24.
I think they could be a playoff team.
The snot knocked out of him, and he learned. He got things around him, which built him up, and you see what they are, 13-4 or 14-3, whatever they are.
I think they could be a playoff team. Yep, with those pieces around. What do you say, Dr. Crane?
I'm not in the camp of that. I think Cam Ward does not elevate the Patriots at all.
Okay. So do you think they'd miss with?
Yeah, I think they'd miss the playoffs.
Even with their current pieces around him.
Yeah, if that is the case, it would be a wild card spot. Like we're talking one of the last seeds to get into the playoff. I'm not in the camp of Cam Ward of getting the Patriots over the hump. Now, nonetheless, don't get me wrong, Cam Ward's a good quarterback, but I don't think he would elevate that team to the nth degree.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Joe's necessarily saying that they'd elevate the team. Just it's a straight swap. Like, what would it look like?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I still think that they're a winning football program, but they're not in the same upper echelon where they're at right now.
I mean, look, does Drake May get you 2 or 3 more wins if you put him on this team?
No.
I don't think so.
I think the talent is so bad around him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so bad. And Vrabel built that offensive line, man, in a smothering defense. But straight up, I don't think Cam is as good as Drake May. But all we know about Drake May is what we see now, right? I mean, it's a hypothetical that's really there's no explanation for. So I got this for you. I just went down this list, PFF, top free agents hitting the market in March.
Okay.
You'll like this because it's not what I thought I would be seeing.
Okay. We'll look at this coming up next. Chasing Big Joe on this Tuesday, 102.5 The Game.
Hey guys, Big Joe here. Listen, we spent a lot of time the last 2 years talking about mental health on our program, and we're not going to stop in 2026. Anxiety and depression, they're just 2 words that can wreck your life if you let them. And men, sadly, most of us lead lives of quiet desperation, but I'm telling you, it does not have to be that way. We have partnered with Unity Psychiatric Care, based right here in Middle Tennessee, to get you back on track and living the life you deserve. Mental health is no joke, and we all need to be in this together, and reaching out to someone and talk to someone when I was going through it changed my life, and I want the same for you. Here's all you got to do. Just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chasing Big Joe show. There, you will see a link for Unity Psychiatric Care and start taking back your life. Look, it's private, it's secure, it's confidential, it's wonderful therapy for you. No one has to know you're doing it. I just need you to reach out. Again, you may be the one who notices a loved one isn't doing well, and you could be that person turning their life around. Again, just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chasing Big Joe show, and there on the right is all the information for Unity Psychiatric Care. We tell you all the time how much we love you and help us just around the corner. Take back your life, and please know this, you don't have to go through any of this alone. We're all together in this. Again, just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe Show, and let the journey to wellness begin.
Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. DVD coming your way in about 30 minutes. All right, so you've pulled up free agents from PFF.
Yeah, 2026 NFL free agency. Early look at the top graded players set to hit the market. The theme is some of these guys are old.
Yeah.
All right. Number one guy is running back Kenneth Walker of Seattle.
Oh,
So
wow.
he's great. He's they have a category for missing tackles on him, which is on another level. He's has cleared 50 missed tackles in every full season of his career. He's paced hit that threshold again this year, one of the league's most consistently punishing runners. Running back. Number 2, Khalil Mack. Right? He's been around a long time.
How old is he? Like 33, 34?
Yeah. He's number 2 on the list.
Still a good player.
Number 3, Tyler Algier, Atlanta
34.
Falcons. As a running back.
Yeah. It's not bad.
He's going to get lost behind Bijan Robinson. Needs his own place to go. And he's a good guy at missing tackles. Number 3, safety Jabril Peppers, Pittsburgh Steelers. When they want to sign him, he's doing pretty good to have a nice year.
I think safety might actually be the one spot that they're okay on. You got Kevin Winston in one spot, and then
I think Hooker's not. I don't think he's that good.
Yeah. Okay. You can
5th,
upgrade there.
Trey Hendrickson,
Oh,
Bengals.
okay.
He's old though.
Yeah, but I'd throw something at him.
Was he a Vanden Bosch 2.0?
I thought he had a year left.
It says what he is here. This is
Yeah.
according to PFF, not me.
He's probably what, 31?
At least, yeah. But his numbers there. He's trailing only Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, Aiden Hutchinson, and Will Anderson Jr. As
31.
far as
I'm good, man.
So, all right. Bobby Wagner, he's been around a
No.
while. 36 years old, going out. Demario Davis.
But Trey Hendrickson, I would be interested in.
Okay. Demario Davis, Saints linebacker, not bad.
Not
if I'm the
bad.
Saints, I keep him. I watched him hawk guys 2 weeks ago here in town. Mike Evans, Tampa.
Pause.
No thanks.
No thanks on my. Yeah, Demario Davis is 36, but still, I'd look at it.
Yeah.
Who was the other one? I'm sorry.
Mike Evans.
No.
I mean, these guys are old.
No.
Right? I mean, it's something if you're a quarterback, but I mean, you're interior lineman getting that age. Quarterback Jamal Dean from the Buccaneers. They've got him highly rated. Great lockdown rate of him.
They couldn't do any worse than what they got right now.
Number 10, linebacker Leo Chanel, Kansas City Chiefs. He's been in the league since 2022. It'll be in his 5th year. He's an efficient finisher, too. Good tackles. Crosses up and down the field pretty good. Good pass coverage. And then you got number 11, Chase, George Pickens from the Cowboys.
I like Pickens.
Why?
Well, he's worked in the Cowboys offense. Now, I think having CeeDee Lamb on the other side has helped that because you got to respect that.
Sure.
But, he gets open. He wasn't good in Pittsburgh. Or underachieved in Pittsburgh.
Right. 13, Calais Campbell. He's old. He'll be 40.
Calais Campbell?
Yeah. Number 14 is DeAndre Hopkins. No thanks.
No.
Najee Harris, running back, is 16th out there. Devin Bush, linebacker. Here's where the list gets really dumb. Number 18, top free agent, Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
The running back, Raheem Mostert. The running back for the Raiders. God, we're terrible. And there are 20s, Debo Samuel. So, yeah, you're not going to be looking at a lot of help there in free agency as far as the impact player goes. But, again, you could fill in some needs here and there with guys who can contribute. But as far as a superstar, you're not going to find that right there.
Again, free agency is meant to be –
even more, trade Jeffrey Simmons and get all the players.
Yeah. But free agency is meant to be you're supplementing what you don't build in the draft.
So right now, Titans are guaranteed 3 of the top 100 players because of where you're the draft. Yep. You're 4th, and 4th. So if you could get 6 of the top 100 players, I mean, that you're still getting 6 guys in the 3 rounds, man, and which I think is just absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, and I'm curious. Let's see. So Jordan Reed did a mock draft today.
Jordan, I love that guy.
Mendoza to the Raiders. Dante Moore, if he hits the draft, to the Jets at 2. Francis Mayuga, the tackle out of Miami. He's pretty good. To Arizona at 3. And Arvell Reese, edge rusher from the Ohio State. To the 2-tone.
Give me Ruben.
I want Ruben Bay.
And now there's just not look. This is what they do, right? Well, he's got short arms. Got short arms. Okay, still rush and passer pretty good. So let's go and get somebody who fits the bill but doesn't have the drive. Ruben Bain. That's how you get in the situation you are now.
You know where they have Ruben Bain going?
The Jags at 9. I don't know.
At 9, yes. Kansas City. You put him with Chris Jones.
Come on. They're going to come back in a massive way.
Oh, I know.
Surprised they're not going after a running back, Jeremiah Love.
They have this mock draft has Love going the pick before to the Saints. I think Love could be a top 10 guy. Now, I wouldn't take him at 4. I'd be tempted, but I wouldn't do it. What they have right now, and this is going to change probably 18 times between now and the draft, is Reese with the Titans, Carnell Tate going to the Giants, wide receiver from Ohio State, and Jordan Tyson, the wide receiver from Arizona State, going to the Browns. Right now, today, not looking at doing the research and the combine and all that stuff, if the Titans ended up with one of those 3 guys, I think everybody would be okay.
We'll see. And there's so many. I'm just looking through all this. There's so many holes they got to fill.
There's a lot of Ohio State players coming out too.
Yeah. Don't get Chris Sanders started.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing. There are a ton of holes they got to fill. And, we talked about it last year. We can't do it in one off season. Look at the draft last year. What do you feel good about?
They had some playmakers.
I know, but get specifically. Cam, I'd say is a work in progress,
Yeah.
but I'm okay with it.
Got your punt returner for the
you-
next decade.
Right now, you've completely whiffed on the second round pick in Oladejo.
Terrible.
Um,
Terrible.
Who was third? Was that Winston? I think it was Winston. I feel good about that right now.
Okay. I got to see more from him.
I feel sure, but I still feel good about it. I feel good about the 3 4th rounders with the 2 receivers and Gunnar Helm.
Mm-hmm.
Feel really good about those. Who's the 5th?
I don't remember.
It was, if I can remember, Jackson Slater. We don't know. Marcus Harris. I mean, I think he's been serviceable, and then Khalil Mullins. Don't really know.
Yeah, I want to see more Jackson Slater. If he could look,
Yeah, I would
get him
too.
in there at your guard. He was supposed to be a guy that steamrolls guys, pancakes guys. I want to see what he could do. I mean, he drafted him 5th. So might as well see what he got in
And
a
then-
player like that.
And then I feel good about Cedric Gray, who was not
Yeah,
Borgonzi, but
right.
I mean, he's a good player.
All over the field, man,
Yep.
making things happen.
So again, you know, you're going to have to revisit edge. I mean, Oladejo could have a big jump. The game he got hurt in, we were there, was the Raiders game. He was actually playing pretty well, but he's got to take a big jump. And then I agree, Kevin Winston showed some flashes, but needs to continue to take steps forward. And then what you got with DK Helm and Io Manor, and then Jackson Slater, could you see more from him? I mean, do they just go ahead and throw him into the Wolves and say he's the starting guard?
Why not? Zeitler, get him out of here.
Well, he's on a 1-year deal.
Good.
So
Here's a 1-year ticket out of here, pal. Get out of here.
coming up next, we'll tell you what day it is and celebrity birthdays. Chasing Big Joe on this Tuesday, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Tuesday. DVD coming up next. They'll continue to react to Mike Borgonzi and what he had to say earlier today. And then tomorrow, I'm going to leave it to you two. And Brando will join.
Brando!
We'll do some suit stuff tomorrow and let you guys have a good time.
Thanks, buddy.
So, Dr. Crane, don't wreck the Porsche.
I'll do my best not to.
I
Just
know
make
you-
sure to put new tires on it.
I know you will.
And don't get chased by a killer pimp named Guido. It's from a movie that you boys need to watch. That nobody. That's one of the greatest movies of all, called Risky Business.
Oh, I've seen Risky Business
with Mr. Cruz.
That was like his breakout role.
Great movie.
With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays.
Okay, first on the list, Apple Tree Day. So there you go, Apple Tree. Cuddle Day is next. Cuddle Up Day.
Nice.
National Bean Day is today. Epiphany Day. So those that celebrate the Epiphany.
You dated her once, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she said her name was Destiny. It was Epiphany.
Not Stephanie.
No.
National King Cake Day is today. A little early for that. But
Never.
Yeah,
Too early for
I thought
king
that was
cake.
around Mardi Gras.
yeah, that's what I thought too.
Huh.
National Shortbread Day is today.
No shortbreads.
National Smith Day.
Now, what's the picture in that?
It's a guy in, I guess, a tuxedo shirt with a bow tie and some.
Just the
suspenders.
surname Smith? Is
Yeah.
that what we're doing?
I guess so.
All right.
National Take a Poet to Lunch Day. National.
We take a pogue to lunch day, but not a poet.
Same thing.
That counts. National Take Down Your Christmas Tree Day. That normally is done on the Epiphany. National Technology Day and World Day of War of Orphans. So there you go.
All right. Thank you there, Dr. Crane. Time for celebrity birthdays. Brought to you by possibly you.
Together at cromwellmedia.com.
There we go. Chase McCabe, you start off first because Dr. Crane did yesterday. Lou Holtz. How old is Lou Holtz?
Oh, I go? Sorry, I
Yes,
wasn't
sir.
paying attention.
That's all right.
Lou Holtz, 86.
88.
89.
Wow, good job.
Good job there, Dr.
You know,
Crane.
Ryan Day hates Lou Holtz. I don't know if you knew that.
That's
or not.
right.
Yeah.
Lou Holtz would beat Ryan Day's ass. Dr. Crane, you're up next. Nancy Lopez. Great golfer.
62.
It's pretty good. I'll go a little older. 65.
69.
Nice.
Chaser, Paul Azinger.
What did Paul Azinger do?
Golf.
Okay. 64.
72.
66. Chase up for 1-0. Dr. Crane, please get this right. My all-time favorite football player, my muse, my hero, Howie Long.
67. And it's 1-1, by the way, Joe.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 1-1. I see it.
What'd you say? You said
67.
63.
65. That's a push.
Oh, dang.
Chaser, former Giants punter Sean Landetta.
Um,
He has the famous punt where he missed the punt and rolled off the side of his foot in the wind. I think it's versus the Bears.
57.
50.
64. Dr. Crane, Charles Haley.
I'm going to go 75.
Cowboys. And then 49ers before that. 63.
62. Chase up 2-1. Dr. Crane, Gabby Reese, volleyball player. Beautiful.
55.
34.
56. Tied
Oh,
at
wow.
2.
Nice, Dr. Crane.
Chaser, Keenan McCardell, former receiver for the Jaguars.
I think it's McCardle.
He goes, Mama called him McCardell. I call him McCardell.
Okay. So not Cliff's cousin?
No.
55.
57.
56. Another push.
Dang.
Dr. Crane, Asante Samuel.
33.
Senior, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Well, give him another guess because there's two of them.
All right, go ahead.
58.
56.
45. Chaser, AJ Hawk.
48.
36.
42. Dr. Crane, Gilbert Arenas.
42.
44.
44 exactly. Chase up 4-2. Chase, Jameis Winston.
Eat some dubs. Famous Jameis is 35.
34.
32.
Okay.
It's 4-3. Dr. Crane, Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson.
Oh, that's a tough one. 63.
73.
71. Chase is up 5-3. Chase, Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead. He's the one who had the bow and arrow. Oh, I've never seen a single episode. Anyway,
48.
52.
57. Dr. Crane, Julie Chen, the host of Survivor or Big Brother or whatever it is.
Big Brother.
Big Brother.
60.
62.
55. Chaser, Kate McKinnon from SNL.
42.
45.
42 exactly. 73. We're not done. We're going to run through these real quick. Chase, country singer Jet Williams, who is Hank's Jr.'s sister that he doesn't talk to.
44.
43.
73.
Nice.
Dr. Crane, actor Danny Pitaro from Who's the Boss? He was the kid on Who's the Boss.
40.
53.
He is 50. Finally, the lead singer of the Arctic Monkeys, Chase, singer Alex Turner.
42.
47.
40. That's it. Chase wins 8-3.
Well done.
Back
Good
on the winning
effort,
side
though.
of things.
Good effort.
Speaking of 8-3, hope the Preds win 8-3 tonight.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Pregame coverage will begin at 7 o'clock. The puck drop just after 8 here on 102.5 The Game. I'll have that pregame coverage for you. We'll talk to Pete. We'll talk to Max and Hal. Eustace Onanen gets a contract extension, which was nice.
Right.
And Max will talk to UC Soros.
And they're back home Thursday, correct?
Yes, against I think it's the Islanders. So they're home Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday.
Goodness.
I think that's
well done. Hey, again, in 2026, we are tripling down on our message for men's mental health. I'm telling you, if you're going through something, please reach out. Please go to therapy. Please talk to somebody. I'm telling you, our world is a better place. We say it all the time, and please don't let this fall on deaf ears. I mean, our world's a better place because you're here. Look, every day's not perfect. Every day's not special. I get that. We got to fight sometimes, but know that there are people around you that care about you, that love you. And again, I need you to walk your daughter down the aisle. I need you to hold your grandbaby. I need you here because, again, our world's a better place because you are here. Reach out. If you're talking to somebody. I know the journey some days is rough and it's tough. I get that, but talking saved my life, and I want the same for you because you're special. Reach out to us anytime. I've talked to people 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't care because once I know you reach out to me, you're making that effort and know that we love you. So, again, we love you. More importantly, more than anything else in this world, please know this. Please know that God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. DVD is coming your way next, and we'll be back at it tomorrow at noon right here on 102.5 The Game.